Welcome to the video representation video tutorial on setting your scratch disks. I'm going to show you how to set the scratch disks in the system preferences of Final Cut Pro so that the files that you're creating, saving, and modifying are all saved in the right place, which is in your home folder on the scratch disk of your hard drive. This should always be the first thing you do once you open Final Cut Pro. I can't walk you through the Final Cut Pro opening screens because of the limitations of my screen recorder. But once you do open it, you'll get something that looks like this. This is your Final Cut Pro interface. From here, you want to click on the Final Cut Pro options and pull down to System Settings. The System Settings window can be a little intimidating with all the many tabs and options, but we're going to focus on 4 lines. These scratch saving options here, and these 3 here. So we're going to set the scratch disk location for this line and these 3 lines. Autosave vault, thumbnail cache, waveform cache, and then audio and video capture and render. This is another setting option, but you can ignore it. It's defunct for our purposes. So click Set, and then cruise to your scratch disk location. Yours will look slightly different than mine, but you'll have the scratch disk icon, your home folder in the scratch disk, and then Project 1, Project 2, or Project 3, depending on which project you're working on. For our purposes, it's Project 1. I've got Project 1 highlighted, so I will go ahead and click Choose. And I can see that it has verified for me here that it's gone ahead and set my scratch disk to that location. I'll do the same thing for each of the next 3 settings: scratch disk, home folder, Project 1. You'll notice now, if you bother to look, that there are 3 new folders created in your Project 1 folder. These are the folders that are auto-created by Final Cut Pro to store the different files that it's going to create. You don't need or want to select any of these folders. You want to make sure that it's Project 1 that's the folder that is selected. Now, I will double check and make sure that all of my scratch disks are set to the same place. The line gets a bit long and is truncated at the end here, but they do look to be identical, and I remember that I saved them all right, so I think we're in good shape. Your scratch disks are now set, and you're safe to start working on your material. One other setting that might be of interest and value to you is the autosave setting. Autosave is a mechanism that automatically saves a backup file of your project every X number of minutes, however often you want to set it. To do that, I believe the default is 30 minutes, and you can do a lot of work in 30 minutes that might be accidentally lost if you goof something up or if you lose power to your computer. I prefer to have my auto save setting set to something more frequent. Under User Preferences, in the General tab, in the bottom left, you can see that there's an entire box committed to the autosave vault. As you can see, its default set to 30 minutes. I'm partial to having it save every 10 minutes. This way I have a more reliable backup system in case something goes wrong. You needn't do this, but I recommend doing it when you think of it every time you sit down to work so that you have a more reliable backup system for your project. So that's the scratch disk setting and a little extra bonus in the autosave setting. Get cracking.